Let's have a check. Give it a second. Come in, boys and girls. Good evening. Welcome. Welcome to my inner sanctuary room. This is, if you've been to Cariad, you will know. Oh, bear with me. There you go. Happens every video, that does. So once again, welcome to Cariad. Welcome to our teaching room. In Cariad drum shop, we teach everything on acoustics. So we have various rooms here. We have 2, 3 along the row there, one upstairs here, one here. So it's all on acoustics. So a little junior kit by Pearl for the young ones. And then as they get a little bit older, they can go into the bigger kit there. And a lot of people do very much enjoy that. Now I'm going to try and connect with you, because I've always got a problem trying to connect, because I've connected with you on there. So I shall try my best so that I can see the comments again. If I don't see comments, please excuse me. I will try my very best, however. So chuck a few on, say hello and all the rest of it. If I see them, then great. If I can't see them on there, then I will just plod along quietly. So what we're going to talk about this evening, we are going to talk about the weaker hand. Now I'm right-handed, so there's my right hand. So naturally that is the strength, and the left hand therefore struggles. And obviously if you're left-handed, it could be the other way around and so on. So is it really, customers will come in and say, I have a problem with my left hand, it's my weaker hand. And I got a question there, because, and it's not to be disrespectful to anybody, obviously, but is it really a weaker hand? Or is it a less practiced hand? The reason I mention that is that if you was to, say, become a good swimmer and you do front crawl, do you do a side sweep where the right hand does all the work and the left hand sort of does a little bit? Or do you have to train to get your both arms together, and when you swim over, they are both exactly the same? So you're maximizing the power in both arms to be able to swim as fast as you can. Well, surely you'd agree you exercise the whole body. It's right across the shoulders to work at that swimming. If you lift in weights, do you lift one-sided? Well, again, that would be dangerous, wouldn't it? So the strength has to come across the shoulders, both arms. So it's not a weaker hand or arm in really at that point. You have to train to get the two of them together, to work together. But when we play music, because we get in our grooves and it's right-handed over at the hi-hats there, and we play away, and because we enjoy that, our brains are funny little things, because they can become quite lazy, because they really are enjoying this. And then we've become, I think as drummers, we've become quite obsessed with our snare drums. We crank them up and we've got to rim shot them every time. And it's all about, can you hear that snare wall up? So what happens is this, the left hand, or the weaker hand, predominantly just becomes this thing for smacking the life out of the snare drum. And the right hand then is playing, crashing, over on the right, over on the hi-hats, on the crashes, down the toms. So you can see just how much the right hand ends up doing, and our left hand is doing that unless it follows around. So I always try and say to students, it's not a weaker hand, it's just the fact it's never ever been used. And as we've mentioned on previous videos, it's a little bit like the telephone exchange and the old black and white films, you know. So you'd phone up and you say, operator, can you put me through to Cardiff 454, please? And then she'd go, yes, sir. And then she'd connect them together. And our brains are very much like that, full of connections ready to be made. But if they're not made yet, we've got to give them time. So if we are not using the left hand to shuffle and to do certain movements within our playing, those connections are not there. So there's only one way we're going to get those connections, and that's to shuffle the hand. So there isn't, I don't think there's an easy answer to any of this when you're either trying to improve your drumming or improve one part of your drumming. The only thing you do is keep playing and keep working at it and practicing. There is no other option. There's no cheat. I don't agree with the videos, if I'm honest, that says faster hands, super quick. I don't agree with that, because you're concentrating on the wrong thing. You want to get the hands flowing nice and working together nice. That to me is much, much better. So I can't see any comments on there, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize. It's the way the live stream is set up for me this evening. It doesn't permit me to see anybody. So hello, I'm sure you're there, and when you say no, stick your hellos in anyway and type it on, because the video will go on YouTube and they will stay on there. So you keep doing. I don't even know how many of us are on this evening. Stupid technology and me doesn't always work. Right, so going back to this, if there's no such thing really as a weaker hand, I suppose there is a percentage of that, but it's all down to how we work each limb in our body. Now, I'll give you another little illustration on that. If you was to go home this evening, lie on the bed and don't get up for 6 weeks, you do not get out of bed at all for 6 weeks, then you stand up, what's going to happen? You're not going to be able to walk at all. The lungs won't work properly, the legs won't work, all the muscles gone. So unless you walk every day, naturally you're going to lose the ability to walk. It's more complicated than just that the muscle isn't there. It's the whole connection of how the body works. So you have to walk every single day. Now, do we walk down the road again with one leg and the other leg trailing? We don't. Whenever you're walking, obviously if disabled is a different matter, but if we're able-bodied and we are walking, you simply walk down the road equally, pretty much. So you haven't got a weaker leg, you probably never even thought about it. You haven't got a stronger leg, weaker leg, and so on. And the same with the arms. But we blame the hand and we say, oh, it's my weaker hand. And what that does, it gives our own brain an excuse not to bother with it. And then it's all done on the one. So what I'd like you to think about is do the mathematics of how many hits, if we play a standard 4/4 drum pattern, quavers on the hi-hat, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, you know, bam, banana, it's that sort of a thing. If we're doing that, how many hits on the right hand are we doing to how many hits on the left? Well, obviously we're doing 8th notes, quavers, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So there's 8 of them. The bass drum is playing crotchets or quarter notes, and the left hand is doing the same. So they're only doing 2 of each. So for every 8, the poor left hand is only doing 2. Now then, when we suddenly want to be really quick, we want to get into paradiddles and all different things, we are asking the left part of our system, our left hand, to play as fast as that, but yet this has 8-to-2 ratio of practice. So what hope has it got? So I want you to imagine your 2 hands can talk to you. Your right hand's going to say, hey, I like this, I'm getting really good at it, and I practice it every day, and I'm swinging, man, I'm swinging. And your left hand is going, yeah, but all you want me to do is just slam that snare drum as hard as I can. What do you want me to do? So he's going to, and he would have the right, wouldn't he, to say, I can see my union rep on you because I want to demand more practice time. Now then, if we purposely, for say 2 months, played the opposite and we said we are never ever playing right, we're always going to play left for 2 solid months, now which is going to be the weaker or stronger hand. They will swap over without a doubt. Same with the feet, hands, whatever it is that we are practicing more on. The problem we've got, I think, as drummers, we fall in our comfort zone. You know, we enjoy playing what we play. And then we go to swap over, and because the hand goes, and it doesn't understand what you're asking it to do, we go, oh, I just go back to what I normally do then. And that's the problem. The only way to improve the weaker hand is to push through the pain barrier. And that's what I wanted to discuss with you a little bit this evening. How can we explain, or how can we improve, and so on. So going back to things like paradiddles and that, if we want to become nice, where we get a nice and a nice flow, you might even accent that as in da. Oh, messed that up, nice. Oh, sorry guys, live, see, never do live. There you go, something like that. Anyway, if you want to improve and push to get the paradiddles as nice with the right and the left with the right, etc., the only thing you can do is to make sure that this gets as much practice as it possibly can. So you should really sit properly, structure yourself. Again, I always say, don't play faster than you can speak. Don't play louder than you can speak when you're learning. It's about slowing everything down. And also, if you can do a paradiddle, say at that sort of a speed, say you can do that, and that's okay. I always practice at a lesser speed. Ba, ba, ba. I always come down and down a little bit because my brain is thinking there. It's able to work out how to improve because I'm searching for that sound again as a ticka 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 ticka. I'm trying to improve that sound. There we are, that sounds better now. So you're trying to search it, so you slow it down, you take your time on something that's nice and quiet because you can think. You can't think when there's so much noise going on and you've got everything happening around you. The brain is confused, there's too much going on. Nice and slow, nice and gentle, not too much motion as well. Motion slows down how much you can work out in the brain. And really slow down and really drop it. Now you've got thinking time, and that is critical to everything you do to improve both hands. So how could you improve this one, get it up to speed? First of all, study. I'm going to do another video on grip. Timpani, French timpani, German timpani, French timpani. We obviously got molar, which is a bit further out as well. And I'm going to explain that on another video. But if you do a little bit of study and work and concentrate on your hands, make sure they're equal. 20 pars, 22. You don't want the right hand in a perfect place and the left hand is all to pot. Same that way. So fulcrum point at the same, correct. Okay, so you're nice, it's even, it's equal. So giving this as much chance as you possibly can to start with. The next thing is with it, let the right hand learn the motion first and do well with it. Say we're doing a shuffle. Da, da, ga, ba, da, da, ga. So we want da, da, ga, da, 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 ga. Ba, ba, da, ba, da, ba, da. Look, all in the hand, but we're moving just the elbow just to create a bit more flow. Bam. Bam, ba-da-la-dam. So if you do that and you get it good and examine it and look and say, yep, that's a nice flow, I feel comfortable with that, that's when the right, in actual fact, can teach the left. Because if I just think on it and I try and do it with the left, it just falls apart. However, if you play them together, what's amazing is the left hand can do it as long as the right hand's doing it. On its own, it can't. It's because it's not practiced enough. So again, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, ba-dum, 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 together. And work them together for quite some time because you're still improving the right hand, your stronger hand, but your left hand now is starting to say, hey, I like a bit of this. This is all right. See, I told you I could do it. Now it's enjoying it. Then keeping it low, not fast, and not loud and fast and slamming. Because now I can think, I can talk while I'm playing, which is not that easy sometimes, is it? Now, am I getting that? Is my accent right? Or am I doing... See, am I getting a nice flow? And if I am, that's what you practice. No faster than that. Put a slow blues song on. Put something on that keeps you going at that pace. Now then, rather than 8 to 2, now I can bring my feet in, by the way, and walk. Now, rather than 8 to 2, they do it 8 each. And that is it. Then you can start to become a little bit more clever. Okay? Right. What I wouldn't do, I swap straight over to the left and just leave it out because it'll start to fall apart again. What I would suggest is right, say about 4 rounds, how many is up to you, both together, always together, then left on his own, and just as it starts to get uncomfortable and fall apart, bring the right back in. The beauty of that is, the right is playing it nice, they play it nice together. When you play it on the left or the right, your weaker side, it starts to struggle after a couple of bars. You start to feel the muscle stretch and the brain then starts to panic and thinks, I can't do it again. So by putting the right hand straight back in, you will find the left, the weaker hand kicks back in again and gets comfortable. But what you haven't done is you haven't stopped. So instead of doing this, for an example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, try again. By keeping on bringing the right in, go right, middle, left. middle, right, middle, left, middle. That suddenly you will find has been playing for 5 minutes rather than static a minute at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. With accents. 2, 2. See? Support it. Back. Rest it. Back together again. Left. 1, 2, 3. And you have more fun. And I always say to everybody, put a song on. Put something on that you like that's at a nice pace. Don't push your speed. If you can play at this speed, then come down at least 20-30% on it and practice at that place. Don't practice up there because the brain's not thinking and it's learning the errors. You might even practice in half the speed that you could potentially play at, because when you get really good at this will overtake that. And then you can play up here, so you practice down here and it just works its way together. So there's a couple of little tips there. Now think about it. If you think, oh no, that's going to drive me nuts. If you did this every day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. If you do that every day, you're going to start to fall in love with the weaker hand because it's able to join the party. And because it can join the party and it's having fun, you're suddenly realizing that you now have got 2 powerhouses to work with. So instead of the right hand having to do all the work, the left hand on the kit now can start to do. So what happens then is if I'm playing a shuffle like this, for an example, right, just nice and gentle, instead of me playing everything with the right hand, I can now power the shuffle on the snare with the left hand, and I could put that onto the bell of the ride cymbal. So I can take my stronger hand over to the ride. You can either shuffle together or just ting, 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 a rinka, dinka, rinka, bam, bam. And as it gets to struggle, support it, and then push it again. And I always say to use shuffles. I like shuffles because they make you work the arms, the forearms. Remember, there are no, you may not know, there are no muscles in your fingers at all. The muscle structure is a small one there and there. The muscle for the fingers is in the forearm. So when you do that, I will show students this as well. Wiggle your fingers and clamp your hand on there, and you will find that's where the muscle structure is. So weaker hand, no, they're strong enough. You've just got to get the connection of the brain to build that muscle up in memory muscle to push it, and away it will go. I think if you try that, you will find that you will start to improve. And then you come on to singles and doubles, because to be good with your paradiddles, the only way you're going to push your rudiments and your diddles, if that's what you want to do, is to get both hands to be good and strong with singles and doubles. Because at the end of the day, the rudiments are made up of those ones and twos. Okay, so again, let's take German timpani, sit there, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it go on the left. The other thing we can do then is to lead with a pattern of 1, 2, 3, 4, swap it all the time. So now playing open-handed, which is a massive advantage on a drum kit. You can mess about. Now we start flam taps. Sorry. You're thinking all the time of the stick. Is it coming up to 90? Mine tends to go past 90. Sometimes I'm trying to make sure they stay vertical. So they're ready, they're faster. Problem is when you come there, it's quite a lot of motion. It's much quicker there. See, now all I'm doing is I play these all day long. I love them. And I haven't been doing them for that long, funny enough. Don't forget, I left drums 15 years, didn't touch a kit, didn't go near one, wouldn't touch it. My wife kept encouraging me, and I said, no, because they're too addictive. You know what it's like. boys and girls, I said, I can't, because what happens, I start having to do this, then I'll have to do that, then I'll have to do that, then I got to start working on these rudiments. I go, and I said, I can't. So I stayed away. When she encouraged me a little bit more, again, I decided to say, okay, and then this all happened. We all get that, don't we? So I had to start all over again. So a lot of this stuff that I am doing, I've been doing over the last couple of years, this all, or maybe the last 12 months even, starting to work on them. So if I can do this, you can do it. You can do it, but you must push yourself. You must push yourself. Okay, so again, back to singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, double, double. Speak and play. Instruct the hand what to do. Single, single, double, double. 1, 2, 3, 4, double, double. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, double, 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 double. And then, again, practice at a pace that you're comfortable with, and whatever that pace is, you can do. Examine the hands slow and slowly but surely build up. It's not a race really, is it? I think that if you feel a real good rhythm, I think you'd enjoy it at a moderate pace more than trying to go fast and it's all going wrong, because most songs are fairly moderate in their pace anyway. So that's my suggestion to you. Practice your singles, practice your doubles. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But again, push the right to teach the left in everything that you do. And if you want to, turn in French timpani, thumbs pointing up at the ceiling there, fingers underneath. Just stick across there and don't let anything move other than the fingers. Roll the stick away from the hand, and you'll find that you start engaging more with the stick. I'm not saying that you're going to play everything like that, but you're just starting to get feeling. And that's really hard with the left. It tends to go all over the place. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, French. No movement. Both together. No movement. Left. Looking at my hand. Are my fingers doing the work? Or am I doing fingers doing the work on this side, but when I come to the left, my whole arm is swinging? If that's the case, concentrate. Slow it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's all you're doing. Put a song on. Da, banana, 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 banana. Whatever that song may be. Eventually, have fun with it. Just sit there listening to music. Again, no matter about the speed, and you're just doing that, because now all you're doing over and over is you're teaching and putting the connections of the brain together down into the hand, but you're having fun with it, and you feel like it's a sense of achievement because you took your time and you practiced, and the strong hand taught the weak hand. And that's all you're doing over and over. It doesn't matter which patterns you use. Then when you start doing 5-stroke rolls, instead of 5 in single, you can go double, double, stop. Left, right, left. You can do 8s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, stop. See what I mean? Got my numbers wrong there, but you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. It's a 9-stroke roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. So if you want to start getting into your rudiments, 5-stroke rolls. 1, 2, stop. 1, 2, stop. 7s. 1, 2, 3, stop. 1, 2, 3, stop. And then 9 and so on. And it's faster on the brain, isn't it? Because rather than going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. So you're thinking in a different way. Again, apologies when it's live, because I can't edit out any little error, can I? And it's very, very disconcerting when you're just talking to a camera and knowing people are watching you. It's very hard, it's very hard. So that's what I would suggest. I hope that helps a little bit. I got lots of these little gems. I hope they are called little gems to show you. They're things that I have found, that I've studied, looked at, worked on. I find when I'm warmed up then playing the music on the kit, it makes a massive difference because the hands are so much quicker, so much more positive on that left. You can do inverted doubles and all sorts of things. So hopefully you enjoy. I got more of them similar. but I always test them out on all the students first, and I always find all the students do connect with it and they work. Sit upright, posture good, eat and drink well so that your brain and your body and your muscles are in good form as best as they can. Sit properly, hold the sticks properly, and practice with fun, with music, taking your time. And I'm sure you will enjoy. There is something about doubles and then singles and doubles. See, and then think gently, methodically, find sounds, make sounds come off the thing. If it sounds fairly good on a practice pad, it'll always sound good in the drum kit. So that's our time up. Looks 25 minutes gone. So thank you all very much. Again, apologies, I couldn't get the old saying hello things on there. I really gutted about it. I will work on that and find out how to do it. But anyway, thanks guys for watching again. Take care. There's a sale on in Cariad at the moment. We're changing things around a little bit here, and new fresh stock coming in as well. So have a little look, some bargains on the website. Now a new web wall. This is where all the photography is now taken across this wall. It's looking better on the website. We're working on every angle we possibly can. So take care. Thanks everybody, and see you soon. Now get your practice pads out and away to go. And one very final thing. If you're watching this in the morning or at other times and your wife say, oh, is it Lee on the video again? Just tell them I said hello, okay? Because a few customers are telling me that the wife's going, oh, Lee's on again, is he? So, hello wives, how are you doing? Thanks very much for letting your husbands play drums. It's important to their heart. So long, take care.